I left off at. So what I was saying was that like she had was like getting emotional and breaking down about like how like my best friend had blocked her and stuff like that on Google Hangouts and Messenger and Facebook. And then then my case manager came and then like we talked and like we were trying to like figure this whole situation out because like it was crazy. It was really crazy. And then what happened after that was like this girl, like she was like getting obsessively like extremely like crazy, like no kidding. And she was like, oh my god, like she like literally was like scratching herself until she was bleeding like nonstop, and then she was yelling at me saying like, I don't want to be Zohra's friend anymore, I'm not Zohra's friend anymore, she's trying to stop me from being friends with this girl, blah blah blah, she's trying to stop me being friends, she's trying to stop me from being friends with my best friend, saying her name, and I'm like, just ignoring her totally in my mind, you know, just listening to her, but at the same time, like listening in one ear and taking it out from the other ear and just ignoring her. But I was listening to my case manager at the same time because like she was talking about the person, she was asking me questions, and then she was asking her questions, and then like she would not even listen to her, but she would answer her at the same time, like answer her questions at the same time. But then she would also like when she would answer her questions, and she would like be rude about it and mean about it and stuff like that. Towards the end of that day, what happened was she had started having more loud uppers towards me, blaming it on me, and like we called my best friend on Google Hangouts, video called her, asking her about what happened when we video called her because my case manager wanted to talk to my best friend over the phone, video call her. So then when she answered the phone and they talked over the phone on Google Hangouts, then after that, like, my best friend was telling her, like, she didn't want to be Katie's friend anymore, and my case manager was asking her questions and stuff like that, like, about what happened with the situation like that, how are you okay? And then she was saying, like, she was scared, and she was saying, like, she didn't want to be her, like, friend at all, and so Katie was just listening, and then, like, she wasn't talking, but she was just listening, like, to the conversation because she was put on speaker. My best friend was put on speaker. Okay, after that happened, Katie got so mad, like she got so freaking mad at me, like for something that I never did, like which was nonsense and crazy. And when she got mad at her, then like she got mad at me, then like she would like, she had like, so like, I'm done with you, like I'm done with Zohra, like I don't want to be her friend anymore and stuff like that. And then so she was like, she got out of the door, and you know, right when she got out of the door, like my passenger side, like seat, whatever, the seat to the car, to my case manager's car, like was down, the window was down, and then so she came out of the door, Katie came out of the door, she slammed the door to my case manager's car, and she came out of the car, and she cussed me out before she slammed her door. She was like, screw you, but she actually said the F word to me, if you know what I mean. Because like, I don't cuss, so I'm not going to say the cuss word, and I don't ever cuss. That's not my personality. That's not my thing. I don't ever cuss. That's not my thing. So, that's not part of me. And then, so, after that, she had cussed me out. I got a little like scared and emotional as well. And when she cussed me out, then like she like, after she had slammed the door, she started like jabbering, whatever, like rambling, like having more loud uppers towards me, like outside of the window, like towards me. And then she was like going outside, like in front of the windshield of my case manager's car, and then she had like, oh my god, you know what she did? And then she started like putting up her middle finger up at me and like started like having loud uppers towards me even more, but I could not even hear her. Like she was like cussing me out even more, but I could not hear at all because like my window was up. Like my case manager rolled up my window after she had cussed me out, after Katie had cussed me out. Then after that, Katie had went up to some other people crying and breaking down and getting emotional and stuff like that, and she started telling other people, like other women and ladies outside of the library, since the library was closed, like she was going up to them, and she was like crying up to them and like telling them about what happened, and like saying that I was being mean to her, like what the heck. Okay, part 2 is gonna come. This is gonna be part 2. This is after what happened. But like after that day, but like after she had cussed me out and like had that outburst towards me outside of her car, like she started saying like, I don't want to be here for anymore, like screw you, have a good life and stuff like that. And I was like, what the, oh my god, no you didn't, no you just did not. And then I started having a panic attack like right after my kissing attack, after our session had ended. So yeah, it was crazy, like literally, it was that crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go to a quiet place and film the second part of the video. Or the third part of the video. I'll be back, guys. Alrighty, so this is actually part 2, the second incident of the story / traumatic situation. And what happened, this happened on 2 days after the first incident that happened. So this happened on September 30th, 2017. And this also happened at the library as well. But this time it was a little bit like awkward and different because I was working on my college assignments on the edge of the computer, like towards like a row of computers, and there was this one computer that I was like really into because like usually like, you know, like since I'm like hearing impaired and I'm like severely to profoundly deaf in my left ear, I was like mildly deaf in my right ear, and then so I thought like, you know, when the first day, why not just like sit on this computer on computer 30, because that is going to be the perfect computer for me so that I don't have to hear anyone talk to me or bother me when I'm working on my college assignments, etc. And so I was sitting on that computer where no one was going to be on my right side, and basically I was the only one on the row of computers, like on that computer 30. And I usually like to sit on like the last computer out of all the row of computers. So there are numbers on each computers at this library near where I live, and this is just this one computer that I always work on mostly, where I get assigned to, and I tell the librarians that I want to be assigned to this computer, and I give them my library card, and they put me onto this computer, etc. And so I was sitting on that computer, and suddenly what happened was like after, like, it happened around like 12-ish, 12:30-ish, noon p.m., not p.m., 1 noon. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then anyways, what happened was like, then Katie, the girl, or as I like to call her now, that girl, she comes in and I see her and she sees me, so we catch each other's glance, but it was like a dirty look, like she gave me a dirty look. Then she started like, usually what she does is like she starts like rambling, like gibbering like some random stuff out of her mouth, like nasty words, nasty, like basically trash about other people that she doesn't like. So she was saying stuff like that, and I kind of heard her, kind of didn't hear her, like I was basically ignoring her the whole entire time. But right after like I had seen her and she had seen me, I was really scared though, because I thought she would do something bad to me. Then after that, what happened was like she signed into a computer. There's like this computer where you sign in with your library card and PIN number to get on a computer that they will assign you on. So she got assigned to a computer like near me, and it was crazy because I had a library card that she told me to hold on to, which was new since she had lost her other one somewhere at home, and I held it for her so that she wouldn't lose it. And well, after that, I was surprised like when she got into a computer, because I was like, how did you get on there? Like in my mind I was asking myself, I have your library card, how did you get on the computer? Like, what the heck? And then after that, a few moments later, she started seeing me messaging my, you know, black best friend, not to be racist. And so what happened after that, she was like having that outburst, like really loud outburst towards the whole library, and everyone heard, like literally, but no one really gave a crap, no one cared. So she was just like, I don't care, you can message her. I'm not going to say my best friend's name either, because that wouldn't be fair either. So yeah, and she doesn't want to be involved, neither do I, but it happened to me, oh well. So she was like, you can message her, blah blah blah, she hates me already, I don't care, you can message her all you want, she hates me anyways. And then I was like telling, you know, my friend that like messaging her on Google Hangouts on the computer, because I was like panicking in my mind and the inside, trying not to show that I was having a panic attack. And she was like, like listening to me, and I was like, oh my god, this girl is here, that girl is here, literally that girl is here, and she's having that efforts towards me. She's saying this stuff about you. She's saying like, oh, that like you hate her and stuff like that, and like she's like mad about me messaging you, blah 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 and stuff like that. And then this is where it gets worse. Okay, so like after that, what happened is like I started getting so like emotional, but not like entirely emotional, like I would like have a mental breakdown, but I was like breaking down a little bit because like I was having tears coming down my eyes. And then so I started going up to this librarian on the left, and there were two lady librarians, and I went to the one on the left and I was like, can you please kick her out of the library? Can you please take this girl out of the library? Like, can you please kick her out? Like, literally now, please. And then so she was like just listening to me, and I was kind of like yelling like that because I was like really angry, frustrated, and panicking at the same time, and like scared all at once. And then so she was like telling me that no, like you can't really like tell someone to get out of the library because it's a public place, and you can't tell anyone to not to come to a public place. So then I was like, okay. And then I was like, well then can you call her mom, because like, you know, she's like being really like nasty and she's having that outburst towards me. Can you please like do something to get her out of the library? And then so she was like, no, but do you want us to call your mom so that she can come and pick you up? Well, I was like crying, and then I was like, no thank you, I don't want to know about this situation. I don't want to know what happened at all. No thank you. And then so then the girl, that girl, she comes up next to me, like to the other librarian on the right side, and then she's like, you know, like telling her lies about me. Like, really, like why? She was telling her this. She was telling her, like, I was looking on the left side, and then that girl was looking on the right side. I was not even paying attention to her or looking at her face at all, or like even talking to her. Like, basically I was just pretending her like she was a complete stranger to me. So she was telling that librarian, oh, you know, like, she's been mean to me. She's been like she has been mean to me for like the past few days or weeks or whatever. I was like, in my mind I was like, like gaps like in my mind, like, what? That's not true at all. Like, you were the one that cussed me out. You were the one that are like, that is like having like bad outbursts towards me, and now you're like saying all this stuff, saying that I like have been mean to you. Like, what did I do? I didn't threaten you. I didn't harass you. I didn't stalk you or whatever. And yeah, like, so like on that same day, that Saturday, like when she came to the library and was having that outburst with me, like literally, she stalked me. I never texted her or messaged her, obviously, because I had blocked her on Google Hangouts so that she wouldn't message me anymore. And I blocked her so she would not have any contact with me at all whatsoever on Google Hangouts, because we just used to message on there, but not anymore since I had blocked her. So, and so I never told her or called her or like mentioned to her anything about coming to the library. She just came on her own, on her bike, like she usually rides her bike. After this is where it gets really intense and worse, guys. Okay, so what happened after that was, so the other librarian told her to go back to her computer and sit down, and was like, if you don't go back to your computer, you're gonna have to get out of the library. Like, I'm gonna have to escort you out of the library. She was telling her nicely, and then she kept telling her that I was being mean to her, like that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyways, like, I'm so confused about that part and angry about that. But like, and then so like she kept telling her that, and then she was like, okay, ma'am, I will. But then she yelled at her a little bit and like got a little rude with her too, and like kind of yelled at her. And then so that librarian, the other librarian, like told her to go sit down. And so then she was like, you know what, come on, let's go. I'm gonna escort you out of the library. Come on, let's go. And then she was like, okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. And then she was like, you know what she asked her, though? She asked her, I'm sorry, ma'am, are you mad? And I'm like, in my mind, what? Why would you ask her that question? Like, obviously that she's mad, but still, why would you ask the librarian that question? I'm the one that you should be asking, because you're the one that had hurt me and is doing all this crap to me. And so she was just like asking her that, and the librarian was like, I don't know. I didn't really fully hear the conversation because like I can't hear really well, so I didn't really fully hear exactly what was being said. I just kind of overheard her asking the librarian if she was mad at her or not. And then, so she tries to go and sit back on her computer where, like, she was on. And suddenly, while the librarian escorts her down the stairs from the second floor of the library, okay, this is where it gets really intense. She starts having loud outbursts, like, comes all the way up to the, like, the stairs to the second floor of the, like, library. where everyone could hear her. And you know what she said? She started saying like intense threats against me. Like she started saying, "Die, Zohra, die, go die. I want you to die. I want you to go kill yourself. Go kill yourself. Go die forever. I hate you to death. I hate you forever. Go die." And I was like, what? Well, I was like sitting near the library and talking to her, and I was like, oh my god. And then the librarian was like, wow, you guys used to be friends, like best friends, and now all of a sudden this happened. And it was like, well, yeah, no, I'm speechless now. I don't know what to say. Then I started telling, my best friend, like messaging her on Google Hangouts at the same time while I was panicking that this girl, like whatever, is like threatening me to death now, saying that she wants to kill me and all that stuff. And then like my best friend is like, what? That's crazy. Get out of there now. Get out of the library now. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't. I have to wait till she gets out of the library, blah, 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 and stuff like that. Then I go, like, exit out of the computer, out of my session. And what happened was, like, one of my other closest friends from elementary school that I had reunited with, he starts calling me. I reunited with him the same month in September, but it was the beginning of September. And that was when my best friend, she had found him, like, I think it was either on, it was on a social media website, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Well, she found him on Facebook. But yeah, anyways, that's not the point. The point is yeah, so we found each other again, the three of us, and started, like, connecting with each other, but